Hey guys, it's Reid here. Today I have a little EQ tip that I'm going to show you. I use this in almost every song that I've ever made, so I think it's worthwhile learning. It's a really simple trick, so you can apply it really quick to a lot of your mixes. What I'm going to show you today is a thing called the high pass filter. It's also called a low cut filter. It cuts out the low frequencies in your mix. There's a lot of instruments that don't really need those low frequencies, and you can actually cut them out to clean up the low end on your mix, and this is like very helpful if you want to start making your mixes sound more professional. I'm going to show you a track today. It's called Nostalgia. It's from my band Chapter. Me and Nick don't really make music together much anymore. This is an older track, but I wanted to show you guys it. We never actually released it, but I did put a few demos out on my old YouTube channel. But here's what the song sounds like. So all the instruments are actually mixed already, except this lead guitar. I did mix this before, but I'm going to show you kind of how I would like EQ this guitar. I'm not going to go super deep, but I'm going to show you the main thing I just wanted to show you, and that's the high pass filter. Here it is. You can use a regular EQ. I'm just using the default in Pro Tools. But this tool over here on the left is the high pass filter. And as you can kind of see in the visual, everything to the left of this is getting cut off. So you can go all the way up here and cut all that off. I'm going to kind of show you what that sounds like. Let me highlight some of the solo here. I'm actually going to solo the solo too. But here's the guitar solo, and I'm going to show you kind of what this does. See, like all the low end's gone if you put it way up there. So what I do when I use a high pass filter is I go all the way to the right as I can go with the sound still sounding full. A lot of times I'll actually solo the instrument and then I'll bring it back in the mix to see if I can even do a little bit more. So let's kind of just start. I'm going to play here again, and I'm going to go all the way to the right until I think the sound still sounds good but has rid of those low frequencies. So here we go. So I'm thinking I'm right about there, but let's hear what it sounds like in the mix. So I think that's good right on there, just to get started. I'd probably also cut some things out and maybe boost a little bit. So I really don't have to do too much EQ moves because the part was recorded good and it kind of fits the sound of the rest of the instruments. When I record parts, I try to record as good as I can, so it makes the mixing step easier, because I'd rather spend more work on the recording than the mixing, because mixing is not really my favorite part of the whole songwriting process. So there's that. On some bass instruments, you could actually, if you wanted, use the low pass filter too, which if I put this in, it cuts everything to the right. I wouldn't really use it on this guitar at all because, well, let me show you. Solo this. I guess I could cut out that high fizz, but I kind of like that noise personally. But some other people might cut it out, so I could see why you might want to do that. But using those two filters, you can actually clean up your mix really quickly. So I recommend starting out with that and then going to individual frequencies and cutting them. I usually prefer cutting more than boosting, because boosting can make other parts of your EQ, what you're EQing, it can make it kind of weird. It's usually better advice to cut than to boost. But sometimes boosting is good too. Sometimes you want to use it for creative effect, and I totally agree with that, and you should experiment. Mixing is kind of like music. You can break the rules sometimes, and things can come out better than if you did follow the rules. So you should experiment and mess around. Another thing to note though is don't go completely off of these visuals. Use your ears. It's more important that it sounds good than looks good. Sometimes an EQ might not look like it would make sense, but it actually turns out really good. So use your ears and you will get very far in this profession. If you have any more questions about EQ, or if you want to know anything else about mixing, let me know in the comments and I can make a new video for it. Thanks guys for watching, and I hope to see you on the next video.